We authors, baby.
Congratulations.
We're going to get into a little bit of the book to share with y'all some things, talk about it, and really hopefully get y'all just as excited as we are that the book is now out, that you get to read all the things we shared. We be vulnerable on the podcast, but we even more vulnerable in the book.
And listen, you may just be a listener that doesn't really care about reading anything about us. You don't need to care about Mandii and Weezy to read this. It's really that good of a book. I will say different compliments I've received from this book. Last night when Shar hit me, he said, everyone that loved Zane will love this book. One of my other homegirls said, I kind of feel like I'm reading a self-help book for help that I didn't ask for, but now I kind of like it. Like, I like reading about tips about BDSM. She's like, I like reading about these heartbreak tips. She's like, I feel like I'm married, but just reading on how I should have done things feels good. And I think it's all of this juicy detail about someone that you don't know, but it's nonfiction.
Yeah.
And when we read nonfiction, we're normally reading it to better our money or mental health. We never think about nonfiction for the sex.
Yeah. So I'm like excited for y'all to dig in. I wanted to break up real quick some conversations for us based on the sections of the book, just so that we can maybe add some element to it, tell them something they may not know, get deeper into something. So I wanted to start with pleasure, because pleasure outside of our introduction is where the book starts. And so for pleasure, I wanted you to share your favorite moment in the book from this section. It could be a sentence, a tip, or a specific story about a certain person. So for me specifically, my 3 chapters in the pleasure portion are about masturbation, being a unicorn on vacation, and anal sex. Which I love. Y'all actually had something to do with that chapter title. We literally leaned into something that was said on the podcast when Vinny joined us. Can I put it back there? That's the title of that chapter. But I wanted to actually add, because this is a story told on the podcast. Y'all remember when I took my solo trip to Mexico and became a unicorn for a couple, and it was just super wonderful. This chapter, even though you've heard the story on the podcast, I kind of tied into the fact that so many of us maybe stop ourselves from exploring or doing things that we want to do because of how we think people will perceive us. So that chapter, the theme is about, would this have happened if I came with friends? Would this have happened if I was thinking too much about what the people on the boat would have thought about me for staying on this island with strangers? Would I have got to experience this dope-ass experience of a weekend had I let what public perception would have took about this experience from me? And so I really lean into, hopefully, the reader from that, reading that chapter, the reader gets that, damn, how many times did I not shoot my shot because I was in fear of rejection? How many times did I not date this person because I just knew my friends wouldn't like him or my mama wouldn't like him, and I want to make all those people happy instead of choosing my own happiness first? So that was like, I would say, my favorite chapter of the pleasure section, but also the theme that I was able to bring around a story that y'all already heard on the pod.
I think the pain section will be people's favorite because it jumps around.
Oh, no, I wanted to get to pain too.
No, I know. I'm just saying, but I think the pleasure, starting with the pleasure, is really fun because when you pick up a book like this, that's what you expect to read. I think for me, one that I haven't really discussed, the safety chapter, you don't really hear me talk a lot about, but I'm thinking about it because we did the Breakfast Club this morning. And I kind of forgot about how necessary it is so in the safety chapter, I reference needing a devil and an angel on your shoulder. Mine is Vinny and Brianda. And I know if I'm about to do some crazy shit, I'm going to call Vinny. And he going to be like, bitch, go fuck that nigga. Brianda be like, oh my goodness. Okay, well, I'm here. She'll never tell me no. She'll never judge. And I think surrounding yourself with that community, in your pleasure-seeking journey, there does need to be someone else other than you. Because a lot of the inner turmoil I'd experienced with sexuality was because I didn't have anyone to relate to. And many times, people kind of shame you for it, or you feel like they're going to talk behind your back. Many of us have a group of a few friends. And I actually just recently said, I don't know if you've had this experience recently, but it's such a good place of comfort. My homegirls are in a group chat with me, and I was telling them something dumb I did, and they were about to go to lunch. I was like, I know y'all hoes about to talk about me, and they were like, LOL. And we are, with a smile. And I was like, damn, I am in such a good, safe place. And you don't really get here until you're in your 30s, right? There's always a bitch you can't stand, something wrong. And it feels good to know that I've built that for myself, much like chosen family. So in the pleasure chapter, just knowing I got to do something fun and then sneak and call a friend and having that safety net, like, it didn't hit me that that was that pivotal for this book.
Now, there's the off the cuff question. There's sex throughout the book. Is there a sexual experience or story that you wish made the book?